Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about how to graph tangent functions. And as you see, I've written in red the steps in drawing a tangent function, and the first step is we must draw a cosine function, or graph a cosine function. First thing first is we must find the period, and in order to find the period we know that we have to do 2 pi over the absolute value of b. In this case we know b is equal to 1, so we can write that here. We always have to make sure we label and write out all the important values. So 2 pi over 1 is just equal to 2 pi. So that's the period of the cosine function. And we got to keep in mind that there is a horizontal shift of pi to the left. So since it is pi to the left, we would start here on this line right here where I've drawn. And since it's a cosine function, we will start at the top, assuming that this is our maximum point and then this is our minimum point. So we would go ahead and start drawing it as a normal graph. I'm going to go ahead and make sure in black that I indicate that, actually that's a bad color, I'll do it in red, that this is the sinusoidal axis right here. 0 is the sinusoidal axis. When y equals 0, that is the sinusoidal axis. And then we just continue drawing as if it was a normal graph. A normal cosine graph. Keep following through with all your points. And then afterwards, you should have a full cosine graph, as long as you don't make any mistakes. And now we have our full cosine graph, and then we've completed step 1. So then we look at step 2 where it says draw vertical asymptotes where cosine is equal to 0. So now in blue we are going to find all the places where cosine is equal to 0. So cosine is equal to 0 right here. Cosine is equal to 0 right here at negative 3 pi over 2 and pi over 2, negative pi over 2, as well as pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So now we've completed and drawn all of our vertical asymptotes, so we can go ahead and complete and check step 2. And now any minimum or maximum point, tangent is equal to 0. So we can draw in green that this is a minimum or maximum point at negative 2 pi. We can draw a 0 there. There's a minimum maximum point at negative pi. We can draw a 0 there. There is a minimum point at 0, and there is a maximum point at pi. And then there is a minimum point at 2 pi. And from there, we always need to keep in mind that tangent moves positive in a positive way, and it goes like this. And we make sure we need to draw a graph like that. And we must make sure that it is positive, otherwise it would look like a cotangent graph, which cotangent graphs oscillate in a negative way. And we've completed step 3. And that is how you graph a tangent function.